Today we are doing Jack the Ripper, Advanced Amarr news encounter. This is the rare one, which is the little circle over here. 5 million reward. We're going to be using the prophecy. Let's take a look at that real quick. It is Amarr. Up here, it's the T7 battle cruiser. Now, I have let my Omega clone expire for this mission, and I'll be getting that back very shortly. So we are getting the 15-kilometer drone control range. Command bursts don't exist. This is advanced. We're not getting that. So we're not getting the drone DPS or the drone velocity, but we are getting this plus 4% per level armor resistance, which is going to be important because we're armor tanking. Why not? So let's take a look at the fitting real fast here before we get started. Fitting is right there. We're using torpedoes because we're going to be up nice and close. We're using these infiltrator drones here. We have a web for anything fast. Double Nosferatu, which is going to really help us out with our cap stability and keeping our capacitor up. We're using a micro warp drive, an armor repairer. We're using 2 of these. Let's see. We'll pull this guy up. If he'll pull up, come on. There we go. Sorry. Imperial Navy adaptive armor hardener. We're using a second Imperial Navy adaptive hardener. And we have a Imperial Navy drone damage module. Damage amplifiers give us 5% additional damage on our drones, and when it's activated, that bumps up a little bit. Let's check the rigs real fast. We have a targeting system, an auxiliary thruster, and another auxiliary thruster, so we can go a little bit faster. We are, of course, incurring a little bit of a penalty for using these doubles. We're using a drone firepower and a drone speed augmenter. This does not make my drones go faster. In fact, what this actually does, if it will, come on. There we go. What it actually does is make my drones shoot more often. And the last one here is a repair augmenter. This means that every time my armor repair module cycles around, I'm getting additional armor repaired. For our defense on cold, we're getting a little over 8,000 armor hit points with some pretty decent resistances. When I kick those resistance modules on, we're going to get quite a bit more. We're going to be up into the 70s and 80s on that. Of course, for our offense, because I don't have the drone damage bonus from the ship, we're pushing. We're not pushing quite the numbers we should. If I had the Omega going right now, we'd be somewhere in the 600s. We're kind of slow with our navigation and our warp prep time because we do have a lot of inertia. Now, I could replace the drone damage module with an armor plate and get more armor total, but that's going to actually slow down my ship a little bit. I'm going to get less speed from my micro warp drive. I'm going to get much longer warp prep times. Not really happy with that. So that's what we're rocking with. Let's go ahead and get on with the mission. There are no stations here for me to do any kind of repairs with. So if I want to repair, I'm going to have to go quite a bit away. But I have created a little safe point here in this system, so we're going to set that as our destination just in case we need to bug out and do up a little bit of repairing. And let's go ahead and we're going to warp straight into the mission. Scroll down here. The only thing we're actually using that's using the capacitor, we're using a little bit with the resistance modules. We're using a little bit with the webifier, but primarily we're using it in the armor repairer. Other than that, the drones take no capacitor. the missiles take no capacitor, well, torpedoes actually, and the Nosferatus don't actually use capacitor, they steal capacitor. So we're just rocking along here. Alright, Harbinger is next. Scoop up my loot. And the only reason he's next is because he was closer. And at 8 kilometers, go ahead and hit him with the drone damage. So, I mean, this is what I consider to be a low capacitor usage ship. I could go a little bit easier on the capacitor by, let's say I drop the drone speed the drone speed rig and put on a capacitor usage rig for the armor repairer. That's actually doable. And that would reduce its cap usage. So I would be, I mean, ridiculously low on using capacitor. So you could, I could stand up to being energy neutralized for quite a while before I'm even worried about my capacitor, which is, I mean, right now bouncing up in the 80s. If I were to attempt to use the Nosferatu on the logistics ship, I would not actually get any cap back. They're very high capacitor usage ships, and as such, they're not going to have more capacitor than me. And if the target has less capacitor than you do, the Nosferatu won't pull anything. So far, so good. Nice and easy. Alright. He has gone out to kiting range. We're going to scoop up our loot there. Mark 7 medium pulse laser. Not half bad. And he is still within my drone control range. So the drones are on him. A nice mix of asteroids here. We got some Omber, a bunch of Feldspar, some more Omber. Omber's not half bad for a low sec mineral. Okay, we can shut that off now and put the web on it. And now, if you'll notice, I really don't target the logistics ship. I don't really run the web and the micro warp drive at the same time. This ship is so big and so heavy that running the micro warp drive doesn't allow me to effectively speed tank anything. In fact, all it's going to do is increase my signature, which is literally going to make me bigger and make all the hits land a lot harder. Okay, that gave me a wreck. Go ahead and loot that. Turn these things off. Give a couple of cycles up the micro warp drive. Closing into range here. Now this next wave and possibly the wave after it are going to be the ones that I'm going to be a little concerned with. And we just slowly melt them, but if you notice my Nosferatus are cycling and they're not actually pulling anything. The only reason I haven't shut them off is because they're not actually using the capacitor, so I'm not worried about it. It's not something I'm going to be super concerned with. And what we're going to do on this next wave here, depending on how many we snag this. Okay, we got a decent amount, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to head this way real fast here. We're going to pop the micro warp drive on for a few minutes. Pop my hardeners and this on because somebody's chasing me. Okay, we got that one. We're going to lock him. There's Jack the Ripper. We're going to lock him as well. He is in a Punisher, so we've got him locked, and we're going to put that on. Well, no, it won't let me do that, so we're going to unlock him and lock him real fast. Lock him. Okay. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to pull out these two faster ships here. Okay. Energy's being absorbed. Turn that off. We're going to try to let this Dragoon Assault and Jack the Ripper catch up to me a little bit. Okay, well, they're already my drones are already tearing up the Dragoon, so that's good. I forgot that I had done that. I'll now, if you'll notice, I've got one guy one of them circling me, and the other 4 of my drones are attacking the Dragoon. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to come to a full stop. Go ahead and turn those off real fast. No, we're going to leave that. Somebody's sniping. Okay, so the Dragoon now has me scrammed, but it's almost dead. Boom. That's a horrible view right there. Okay, now Ripper is pulling up on us. Okay, so he is locked. Ripper is now within range of my drones. So we're going to put the drones on him, and as soon as they start registering actual damage, here we go. I'm going to boost him up. And when he hits 13, we are going to put the web on him and slow his ass down. Pardon my language there. There we go. I am moving towards him to orbit him, but I still have plenty of range. And the funniest part is that they are tracking disrupting me, which does absolutely nothing for them. That guy. He's right there. Oh, nope, the Harbinger wanted in. That's fine. Second. And he's gone. Elite Frigate Wreck. We're going to go ahead and loot that and see what we got. A longbow, small pulse. That's what we got off of it. Huh, joy. Now we're on this guy that's been trying to nude us. Or is he nuding? Or no, he's absorbing. He's absorbing and he's tracking disrupting me. Okay, we'll look at the list. No big deal. I'm in range, so we'll loot that destroyer. I got a warp disruptor. Nice. Nice. That's going to sell for a decent amount. And it should sell pretty fast. And then we just slowly melt these guys. He's dead. didn't give me any loot. Okay. Yeah, somebody's using beam lasers on me instead of pulses. Okay, we're at 40. Let's go ahead and engage drones on this Dragoon. So ultimately, I mean, really, there was nothing at all really stressful about this whole mission as of yet. Okay, we're approaching. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to have to. Capacitor's getting a little on the low side. But we're stealing a little bit off of this Dragoon. And it looks like the Harbinger is going to be our next victim. And by the time we're done with him, our cap should be back up to about in the 80s. You know, this whole thing has been, you know, pretty casual. All things considered, I've had worse. I've had much worse. Go ahead and cap, or go ahead and micro warp drive cycle him. Get in that range. We're in that range now. I'm not even gonna bother with the web on this thing. It's so big. I mean, we're not gonna miss. Drones aren't gonna miss. You know, I'm getting a lot of hit, smash, penetrate. You know, I'm getting some glances and grazes, which is fine. I'm not super worried about it. It's all going pretty quickly. Cap's bouncing up nicely. Armor is still really good. And we just watch them melt. Anytime you want to just fly with me. Anytime. No. A little over 1 million on a bounty tick. Not half bad. Not for the speed at which we're moving. If I had my Omega skills, that'd be more towards about a 2 million bounty tick on this encounter. I'm not overly worried about the bounty tick on this because I'm getting paid 5 mil just to do it. The Harbinger is just about gone. No loot. Alright. We're fully engaged. He's off in sniper range. Oh, he wants something. Can't we squeeze me? Here we go. Faster than me. and no loot. Turn that off. Do you need it on a PG ship? Zip on its range. That's about so enough to start that off and let it finish its cycle. Just firmly in range. Maybe there's another wave here. Exciting. We'll see. Nope. No other wave. Well. So we got our solution on this debris. Okay. Go ahead and put my drones up. Tap through this. There's my 4,750,000 due to corporate tax. Not really complaining. Let's check and see our loot. What we got here? Longbow, small pulse. Mark 670, medium pulse. Mark 7, warp destructor, and a couple of ship debris. So we'll come on over here to the market. High slots, lasers, longbow, small pulse. That's just 78,000. 100,000 at Jita. That's nice. So there's 100,000 right there. Let's look at the Mark 70 medium pulse laser. 30,000 that way. 68,000 at Jita. It's not that bad. 68 so far. Let's see. Electronic warfare. We got the Mark 7 warp disruptor. 10-4. 10-4. Austin Gale. Tashmergon. Let's see what we got at G. Now I am currently Omega, so I'm looking to see where the buy orders are in ITCs, and I'm not seeing one as of yet. Habitat order, Onamon, State Protectorate. So we're looking at 99,000 for that. 99.3, 70 at Jita. So I'll probably swing by ITC and sell it off there, so a lot closer. And then we got manufacturing materials, vessel debris, level 7 MR. Selling for 15. Let's check the buy orders. 800 on those. 800 is that best price at Jita. So we could have done a lot better on loot. I mean, it wasn't all that great. And we aren't going to need this guy anymore, so we will remove the location. Confirm. Waiting on the last bounty tick to come in, and I will post the numbers when I publish the video. So, alright, that's how you run Jack the Ripper in a prophecy. That's fitted for some armor resistance tank. Easy. Nothing really stressful about it. So, alright, until the next one.